Hi lovelies, welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda's channel. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the love and support. To those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate you guys are the real MVP. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Alright lovelies, let's dive into this video. So lovelies, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok, and I thought to share with you guys where this pan-colored man is actually calling on his brothers and sisters to come together in common force to actually fight against all of the things that is happening between black people and pan-colored people. I'm just gonna roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Alright lovelies, let's dive into it.
White folks, are you interested in becoming an ally for social justice and fighting inequality? It is a great aspiration, but you need to be careful to not fall into the trap of being a white savior. White savior syndrome refers to the tendency of white people to feel the need to rescue people of color and black people without consulting them or taking their input into account. This can be seen in a variety of contexts, including international aid efforts, charity work, and even everyday interactions between people of different races. So how can we avoid falling into this trap? The first step is to recognize our own biases and assumptions. We need to acknowledge that we have been socialized in a society that values whiteness, and that we may have internalized these beliefs and attitudes that perpetuate this racist system. By recognizing our own biases, we can begin to challenge them and work to dismantle the power dynamic that underlies white savior syndrome. The next step is to listen and learn from black people. In order to be effective allies and partners, we need to listen to the voices of people who are most affected by the issues we want to address. We need to ask them what they need, what they want, and what they think will work best. We need to be willing to take direction from them and to defer to their expertise and experience. Don't dismiss their experience, listen and learn. Finally, we need to center the voices and experiences of black people and people of color. Instead of making ourselves the heroes of the story, we need to lift up their voices and experiences, and we need to understand by coming alongside them, we can be an asset instead of someone who is standing in the way. Listen to their stories. Listen to their perspectives. They are the leaders of their communities. We need to recognize that this work is ongoing and that we will make mistakes along the way. We need to be willing to listen to feedback and to acknowledge when we have messed up and commit to doing better next time. In avoiding white savior syndrome, it is important to understand that this is an essential part of being an effective ally and partner in the fight for social justice. By recognizing our biases, listening and learning from black people, centering their voices and experiences, and being willing to learn from our mistakes, we can work towards a more just and equitable world for everyone.
What's in it for white people? White people need to understand that the current situation and circumstance in the United States is unsustainable. And whether white people like it or not, changes are coming to the demographics, and there is a reckoning that is at hand. Black people aren't asking for supremacy, they're asking for equality. Equality under the law, equality in our institutions, equality in our economic and educational systems, equality in our judicial system. So what is it that white people need to do? Equality is the foundation of any nation, and in order for us to survive, in order for us to thrive, we have to be willing to change, and we cannot change what we refuse to acknowledge. What's in it for white people? Sustainability, a healthy nation, a better world, a more equitable society for all.
Anti-racist initiatives should be integrated into police and criminal reform efforts. We know that the criminal justice system is plagued by systemic racism and bias, which has led to disproportionate harm and trauma for Black and brown communities. So what can we do to address this? One way is to focus on improving police training and accountability. This means ensuring that officers receive ongoing training on implicit bias, de-escalation techniques, and cultural competence. It also means holding officers accountable for their actions, both through disciplinary measures and through community oversight. Another key aspect of anti-racist police reform is changing the way that police interact with communities of color. This means shifting away from a militarized and aggressive approach and towards a more community-centered and collaborative approach. This might involve investing in community policing programs, establishing civilian oversight boards, and improving communication and trust between police and communities of color. We can also work to end the criminalization of poverty and mental illness, recognizing that many people who come into contact with the criminal justice system are there because they lack access to basic resources like housing, healthcare, and education. It also means providing alternatives to incarceration, such as mental health treatment and restorative justice programs. Finally, we can work to address the racial disparities that exist within the criminal justice system. This means focusing on issues like sentencing disparities, racial profiling, and school-to-prison pipeline. It also means investing in programs that support formerly incarcerated individuals with job training and housing assistance. There are many ways that we can make a difference in the criminal justice system, but we've got to work together. It's up to all of us to work towards a more equitable and just system for all. Thanks for watching. If you benefit from the content, give me a follow. Let's talk about being sick and Black in America. Let's talk about how we can integrate anti-racist policies into healthcare. Healthcare is a human right, and everyone, regardless of their race or ethnicity, should be treated fairly. But unfortunately, systemic racism can contribute to health disparities and even harm patients. So how can we address these issues and make healthcare more anti-racist? One way is to start by acknowledging that racism exists in the healthcare system. This means recognizing that people of color may face discrimination, bias, and unequal treatment when seeking care. From there, we can begin to identify and address the root causes of these disparities. This might involve looking at the ways that policies and practices within the healthcare system contribute to inequities such as inadequate staffing, lack of cultural competence, or insufficient resources in certain communities. Another key aspect of integrating anti-racism into healthcare policies is improving data collection and analysis. This means collecting data on race and ethnicity in healthcare settings and using this information to identify disparities and target interventions where they are most needed. We can also work to increase diversity in the healthcare workforce. This means recruiting and retaining more people of color in healthcare professions and providing them with the support and the resources that they need. We can ensure that patients have a voice in their own care. This means involving patients and their families in decisions about treatment and recognizing that they can be experts as well on their own experiences. It's up to all of us to work towards a more equitable and just healthcare system. Thanks for watching. If you benefit from the content, give me a follow.
Like, seriously, lovelies, there is one thing about, living in a system where there is wait and see and all of that. And as a pan-colored person, you try to hide from the fact that this thing actually exists. You try to play ignorant to actually pretend as if, okay, there is nothing like wait and see. Everybody's being treated equally. Like, this actually reminds me of a video I staged. And this young lady, who happens to be a pan-colored immigrant person, was talking about how she never see any form of white privilege. That she just get up as a pan-colored person. She get up in the morning, do the same work at which black people are doing, go to work, come back, pay her bills and all of that. That if she had white privilege, she wouldn't, have to stress herself in order to make ends meet. But without her realizing that white privilege with being wealthy. So she went ahead to talk about if she's not wealthy, if she's not having everything at her back and call, if she cannot, get everything that she ever wanted, that made her not to have any sort of privilege. And there's nothing like white privilege. And this is one thing that these people have refused to understand, like most of them. So if it's gonna take people like them to actually, educate them more about, how the system works, about how it actually, benefit them the most, about, like, just imagine the police brutality and all of that. They just talk about how these people handle, especially black men, how they get them pulled over. Before you know it, they're already handcuffed. Before you know it, they're already, charged for something that only take, other race to just get off it. So that these are the kind of things that black people are always subjected to. They don't even have the ability to do what other people, does. They cannot even, go to a shopping mall without being accused of shoplifting, or without someone following you to actually know what you're picking or not. Because seriously, these are the kind of things. Like when I saw this guy talking about how, there's white savior complex. There are a lot of, activists that comes out to actually, we're here to support you guys and all of that. But when the real support, when, black people actually need these people, most of them, tend to withdraw back. And why they withdraw back, they actually leave it for black people to solve their problems. And when they see that these problems have been solved, you see them coming back to become the activist that they were once are. And these are the kind of thing pan-colored people should also look at. There are a lot of pan-colored people, coming out, speaking up and all of that. But it takes someone that is so bold, someone that have actually educated him or herself, that have actually understood the system, and who is actually doing it passionately, not someone that want to do it because, you just want to be, a white savior, you just want to be called someone that, but it only takes such people to actually come together in one force and do something that might actually change a system which has been built in rare instances. And I don't even see this as something that is going to change faster. It's a gradual process. Like if a system has already been built in, some certainty, like race and all of that, it's going to take a very huge work and network to dismantle such a system. Even if some of these pan-colored people still believe up to today that, I don't see color, you don't see color, but like there's one thing about some pan-colored people. They know that they have this, privilege. They know that they have, differences towards, inside of them, or is actually built in them. You wouldn't blame it because the society has already made that to be so. But one thing about, some of them is that they know all of this, but they just want to add, I don't know what you're talking about because I do not see race. I have never been racist before, to someone before. I have never called someone the N-word, blah, blah, blah. But deep inside of you that this thing still exists, like privilege exists. You are favored in this society. Like, there's no point lying to yourself. There's no point trying to, make it feel like the society is favorable to everyone, that maybe black people are just trying to, that they're talking too much, that their victim mentality just getting them up to the... they should actually start by talking about reparation. Like, if you want to be even, they should pay up black Americans what's deserving of them. Seriously. Like, even if this man is talking about, okay, fellow white people, how they have to come together in a common force, they should be able to come together in the full force to talk about how this, high color people need to, black people, especially black Americans, have to receive their reparation. It's written in the Bible everywhere. Like, it's just something that everybody has heard. But why is it taking decades and a lot of debates, a lot of doors and don'ts and all of that to be able to discuss about reparation? And when you bring up such topic, a lot of color people frowns at it, as if other people did not. Even the Jewish did. So what is taking? The thing is that the people that actually owns the slave, as the way they refer them as slave masters, actually receive reparations. Why is it that the people that actually built this, are still yet to, and the society is still not favorable to them till date? Like, it's just so disheartening. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So please subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that. Like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.
What up to this extent, thank you so much for all the love and support. Why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. So please share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that. And I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.